You know, some of the best suppers are the simple ones, just hearty ingredients, one skillet, and the kind of meal that keeps everybody coming back for seconds. This old school supper has crispy potatoes, savory ground beef, vegetables, and a rich home-style flavor in every bite. So let's get started. Okie dokie, the first thing we're going to do is get the old skillet heated up over medium-high heat, and in we go with a couple of tablespoons of butter. And of course, we'll just let this melt down. Then in with a little bit of oil to stop that butter from burning. Now what I've got here, guys, are some russet potatoes that I've peeled up and sliced fairly thin. So we're going to throw those into the pan. And these guys are kind of going to be the star of the dish. Season these up with a little bit of salt, maybe about a teaspoon, something like that. Of course, some ground black pepper, good heavy dusting of that. And this is all over medium-high heat again. And I've used about, I'd say about 3 medium potatoes. Then some thyme. I'd say, maybe a teaspoon of thyme, something like that. And last off, rosemary. And another good teaspoon of rosemary. And you do potatoes like this, guys, they are so good. I'm going to fry these up until we get a nice crust on. Now, what I'm doing here, guys, is stirring these potatoes on a pretty consistent basis because I don't want them broken up. Like I say, they are the star of the show. And this is a cast pan and they tend to stick. So if you got a non-stick pan, you really don't have to do this, but these are going to be so good and they're smelling good. Okay, my friends, we've got some beautiful color happening here and these potatoes are tender. So what I'm going to do is just remove them into a bowl and then we'll just set these aside. But just look at these potatoes here, guys. Aren't they looking great? Wow. Next up, in the same pan, I'm going to go in with a pound of ground beef. And we'll just go ahead and break this up a little bit. And you notice I'm using the same pan. You don't want to touch that pan because it's got all kinds of beautiful flavors happening there. And if you ever get a chance, grab yourselves one of these breaker-upper thingies. They're just great. And we're just going to fry our beef up over medium-high heat just until it's no longer pink and cooked through. We are pretty much browned up here and looking and smelling good, so I'm going to shove everything to one side of the pan. And I'm going to go in with a small chopped onion. Now, I've just kind of ringed this and halved it because I want those onions sticking through when we do our final presentation. And of course, 3 cloves of the old garlic. Gotta have garlic. I'll just stir and saute this for a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3. And as I always say in every video, until that wonderful aroma of onion and garlic fill the air. We are pretty much sauteed up here. Man, oh man, this is smelling good. So I'm going to mix everything together. Perfect. This is about perfect. Just the way I want it. Wow. Next up, in we go with a tablespoon of flour just to coat that beef. And of course, give it one more stir again. Look at that shine beginning to develop just because of the flour. Now and only now, I'm going to pour in a cup of good, rich beef broth. Yum. Quick stir around. Season things up with a little bit more salt. Half a teaspoon, something like that. Another good dusting, like the potatoes, of ground black pepper. About a teaspoon of thyme again. It'll soon be garden time, and the old thyme will be growing in the garden. Garden time and thyme. Then another teaspoon of smoked paprika. And as I always say, if you can't get the smoked, it's a lot better. Follow that up with about a tablespoon of ketchup, just for that sweetness and tomato-like effect. And then, lastly, another tablespoon of my all-time favorite Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire sauce, however you want to say it, just for that great depth of flavor. Now we'll just give everything a stir around. And just look at this, guys. It's beginning to thicken and gravy's beginning to develop here. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go in with about a cup of frozen peas and corn and those beautiful potatoes that we fried up earlier. Then we shall gently, and I say ever so gently, because we don't want to damage these potatoes very much, give everything a stir around. What I've done here, guys, is lowered the heat, and I'm going to slip a lid on. And we're going to let this simmer away for about 5 or 10 minutes, just until that gravy becomes thick. While we're simmering here, a couple of things. I use peas and corn, but you could use peas, carrots, whatever you like. I just find visually the peas and corn are a little better, and I do like the taste of corn. Now the weather check. Oh dear, I don't know. The weather's gotten nicer. It's not raining as much, but it still is cold. For the 7th of May, it's like, I don't know, 50 degrees, 45, 50 degrees, which is crazy. I don't know what it's like your way. It's got to be something in the atmosphere. Anyway, let me know. After 5 or 10 minutes, about 10 minutes, I'd say, this is thickened up beautifully. Just look at this, guys. Oh, this is going to be so good. And the smell. is absolutely incredible. Now I'm going to kill the heat, and of course we are going to garnish this up with a bit of parsley, not fresh from the garden yet because it's not that time, but it will be soon. And there she be, my friends, our old school ground beef and potato supper. You are going to love this, everybody will. The neighbors will come running over. But my, oh my, this is going to be good. And how old school it is. Alrighty then, let's dig in, my friends, and make sure we get everything here. Some onions, some potato. Oh, just look at this. I mean, tastes so good, you could eat it with a fork, as the old commercial says, but I'm using a spoon. But this is ever looking good, and it smells fabulous. As always, it's time for the old taste test. This is so good. It's got that earthy, I don't know, it's hard to describe, richness. Like it is an old home dish. It's something like grandma or mom would make. You can taste that down to earth, and it must be from the Worcestershire sauce or whatever it might be, but everything just comes together so beautifully. You are going to love this. And if you do make it up, leave us a comment because I love to read them. Most of all, like and subscribe. It does help the channel out. Thanks for watching, guys, but definitely make this up. It is so good. I'm going to double dip here and have more. Wonderful. See you in the next video.